Aloha, this is Harry from Kailua. Today, let's learn every major chord for guitar friends and the baritone ukulele friends, because we don't want to forget about the baritone ukulele. Remember now, the baritone ukulele is these 4 strings of the guitar, because the regular ukulele is here, but the baritone is down here. So if you learn your basic guitar chords, you got the baritone ukulele at the same time. So let's go for a close-up. Okay, so here's the major chords, and we're going to learn it by shapes. This is to kind of understand it. You might want to go back to my old shows like the musical alphabet and things like that. This is, if you learn every one of, this will be 5 shapes basically. You're going to find out that A and B is the same thing. This is for the baritone ukulele too, because the baritone ukulele doesn't have these 2 strings, but it's the same shape. Because if you played regular ukulele, you would notice that, you know, this would be where the ukulele is tuned, and in the regular ukulele, this is a D chord. But if you understand your alphabet, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, that's why this is an A in standard guitar. And if you played only these 4 strings, that's the baritone ukulele. So that's the cool thing about learning string instruments. They're all kind of related. Okay, so this is shape number 1. This is your A chord. You can use any fingers you want. You can switch them around, your 1 finger, any finger. Okay, so there's a picture of your A chord. This A chord becomes the B chord, because if I switch fingers and I slide up, I have to cover the 2 open strings. That's now A sharp, B flat, and that's why this is your B chord, which you could hold with whatever fingers you want. Okay, so A and B is 1 shape, and it goes all the way up the neck. It goes C, C sharp, D, and so forth. Okay, shape number 2 is your basic C chord. So for the baritone, you're only playing these 4, and that's still a C chord. Okay, but so if you switch your fingers around, this is a little bit trickier, but that's C. You move it up. Just cover 3 strings. That's your 2 open strings. That's C sharp, D flat. And move it up, that's your D chord. And your regular D's there. So a lot of beginners would tell me, since I already have this D, why should I learn this one? Well, because this one sounds a little different. You know, there's like current songs on the radio, like, let's see, what's a good one? So lately, been wondering, I don't know if you heard that song before, but it's this D chord and not this D chord, because if you play this one, it's not it's the same notes, but not in the same order. But anyway, if you learn this one, you got D sharp, E, and so forth. Okay, that's shape number 2. Here's shape number 3, the D chord. You hold D like this, move it up, cover that 1 open string. That's D sharp or E flat. Move it up. This is E. And if I hold 1 more string and I play all 6, that's another E. Like a lot of Spanish songs, not a lot of them, but let's say that would be a high E versus. But anyway, this is E and F and so forth. Okay, so that's your D shape. That's the 3rd shape. Now let's come to E and F. E and F is the same shape. So here's an E chord, pictured, and here's your F chord. Why are they related? Well, because you're going to notice this F chord when I take this E and I move it up. If I bar the whole thing, that's inside of this. So the baritone ukulele, that's the F chord, but since we have 2 more strings on the guitar, you can add 2 more strings and make it sound bigger. But so either one moves up. This F, F sharp, G flat, G, so forth. Just like this, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and so forth. Okay, so that was your E and F listed. Now we have G. G can be held this way. You can switch fingers if you like. Now, why would you want to hold more than 1 way? Well, here's one reason. If you hold G this way, your baby finger is free to do things like this. If you hold your G this way, your first finger is free to add things like this. So, and then there's the other G. We got this one that uses all 4 fingers. Well, if you learn G this way, you move these 2 over and strum from the 5th. That's a C2 chord. Move that over, that's a F6-9 chord. famous songs you probably heard would be, let's see, here's an old song. What was the name of the song? Oh, Dance Hall Days. Dance Hall Days, I think by Wang Chung. If you went the other way around, it would be like Guns N' Roses. Take me down to the Paris city where the grass is green and my furs are burning. Oh, won't you please take me home? Or Green Day. Anyway, this G and this G is actually still the same thing, because if I hold this G, this is made up of G, B, D, G, D, G. But if I remove this, this D becomes B, which is the same as that. So anyway, isn't education fun? So anyway, let's memorize these shapes and you got every major chord.